Hello and welcome to another update video about ARBITRUM, ARB, one of the charts with a short chart history, not very reliable, however produced an ABC structure to the upside, a 5-wave move down, that is potentially bearish. Therefore, the yellow wave count remains my preferred scenario as shared before, as a wave 1 to the downside due to the 5-wave structure that we've seen of the April high to the June lows. The move up is clearly in 3 waves. Yes, you can interpret it as a 1-2-1-2 setup. That is highly speculative. That's why I've got these as a question mark or with a question mark. And price needs immediate upside from here and must rally imminently in an impulsive fashion to save the orange wave count. The orange wave count is a bullish breakout count. It's a fairly bullish one, but of course it needs to hold the $1.12, $1.11 level actually, the 78.6 FIB level. So the orange count is clearly not confirmed, is clearly not preferred at the moment. The yellow wave count is the preferred one. Nevertheless, there is of course some hope for anyone who's looking for a bullish scenario. You know, as long as we're holding that $1.12 level, or let's call it $1.11, it can still move higher. It's just that below the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level, this is likely going to fail, okay? And that's always the 78.6 Fib level. If that fails, then the setup is going to fail. So, I mean, I can only go with what I see, and I see 5 waves down, I see 3 waves up. I mean, what I cannot rule out is that even in the yellow wave count, price can move higher in a corrective fashion. Clearly, that's always possible. Yeah, as long as it's not clearly impulsive, it's not really a high quality setup, right? And we have a few problems that come together on this chart. We have a fairly short chart history. We have a new all-time low, which was made in June, and we have a corrective move up. So until I mean, anybody who's looking for a reliable long-term uptrend setup needs to wait for all these 5 waves to complete. So 1, 2, 1, 2, then a 3, 4, 5. Then this would actually only be the larger third wave. It would be like that. We need to see 5 waves up and 3 waves down. I know that takes patience, but that is the only way for anybody who's looking for a reliable upside setup. Why is that the case? That's the case because it rallied in 3 waves off the beginning and created a 5-wave move down. So that pattern can only be broken with 5 waves up and 3 waves down. Then this would be an attractive entry point, but it will take a while to play out. Any long trade until then, I would call that a Deegan trade. It can of course work out, but it can also very well fail. Okay, so nothing reliable. I mean, of course, anybody who's looking for a long trade setup here, there is one. As long as the $1.11 level holds, this can work out. And the key is here that the make or break point for it, I mean, below $1.11, the probabilities are going to shift towards the yellow count even further. The yellow count is the preferred count, yeah, downside. Nevertheless, we have a pretty good reward to risk ratio here, and probabilities start to shift below 111, and the make or break point for the setup, the official invalidation point, is here $1.06, $1.1055. So a trade idea would be to go long here somewhere, you know, maybe scale in small position with the stop below that make or break point. Is it reliable? I don't think so. Think so. Is it something I would trade? Not really. So yeah, just highlighting here, there is hope for the bulls still, but it needs immediate upside here. If it's going to turn up, it should do it here. And if it's breaking below $1.11, as I said, then the yellow count is even more in control. And if we see a break below $1.06, yeah, pretty much, then we have even further confirmation. Be aware that even this yellow count is not going to go down in a straight line. But the yellow count immediate downside would be preferred as long as price stays above this swing high, which was at 134. Because remember that also a third wave here in the yellow count would be a 5-wave move. So it would do something like that anyway at some point here. So yeah, and that's why I say, okay, surely we could go up correctively. Yeah, but I don't see any bottom in place here. There's no reliable upside at the moment. There's no sign that even in this yellow wave count, a local low has been produced. But yeah, that's what I mean. If we go higher from here, it should stay below that $1. What was it? $1, yeah, 34, $1.35. As long as we stay below that level, the yellow count is the preferred one. But even above that level, we would just be dealing with, we would just be dealing with an extension of this wave 2 until we see clear 5 waves up. It is what it is. That's the nature of these charts when they start their life as a 5-wave move to the downside. Again, it can always be something more bullish, but normally you would not buy this coin with Elliott wave, with an Elliott wave setup. If you buy this coin, it would be purely based on fundamentals, or maybe because you're following the orange hopium count. Again, it's purely hopium at this stage. There is some hope for the bulls, but it's not based on anything. It's not really based on anything other than the hope that this, what normally is considered a corrective pattern, could be a 1-2-1-2 setup. But I want to provide a balanced view here, therefore I show it to you. For me, it is too speculative, okay? It's a downtrend, right? There is no uptrend here. It's a very localized uptrend. And for anybody who wants to trade this localized uptrend, I mean, we have retraced quite dramatically into fib support. So yeah, surely it could go up from here, but be aware that this would be high risk, at least according to the Elliott wave analysis. So yeah, that's my update about ARB. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.